And what is up, everybody? I am excited today because I'm doing something that nobody within the United States has done yet. Uh, Basically, I did the rant about Marvel Disc Wars, The Avengers, and the show is good. The show is pretty good, and I said how the costume design is like, oh man, I can't wait till those toys come out. Well, some people have done reviews for them. However, nobody has done a review for Captain America yet. So, I am here with the Marvel Disc Wars Captain America. I forget what it's called, like motion something. I don't know. But I got it. I'm a little disappointed because it was made by Bandai. I thought Bandai would be doing these like they did the figure arts. I have the Terry Bogard figure here, and clearly that they're nowhere near the same size. This is about 6 inches. This is like the old GI Joe 3 3/4. What winds up happening here is basically I'm a little disappointed because one, it cost $28, and it's got, well, it was an import from Japan. So you're paying for the exclusivity of it because these toys haven't come to the United States yet. So right now, you have the complete lack of wrist articulation. The forearm swivels, but not actually the wrist, and there's no ankle articulation. Is just very flexible. That's the only reason why I can move the foot back and forth. But that's not actually, that doesn't have a joint there. The knees work fine. The elbows work fine. Got the swivel. Forearm has got the cut at the chest area, so very flexible, which is okay, great. But I'm missing a little bit of paint on the back, the straps here, white stripes here. I don't know if there was anything supposed to be here, but it's not there. But for the most, and this is my biggest gripe about this, the shield. Now, granted, the shield looks great there. However, one, it can only go on his right hand. The way they modeled the shield handle is that it can only really go on his right hand. And on top of that, the handle for the shield is very, very gummy, very flimsy. I'm afraid some kid might, if I had it out, some kid would just snatch it from my hand and just rip the shield out of the hand and just break the handle off. Then I'm screwed. Or if I was to show this to my father is a big Captain America fan, and his big, clumsy fingers just rip the shield, just rip the shield right out, and somehow it'd be my fault. But for the most part, I love the way this toy looks. Um, uh, I wish that it was bigger, like the figure arts. But as you can see right here, standing next to the Infinite, like Marvel Infinite series, Captain America, Ultimate Captain America, and he is, maybe like a, I don't know, an eighth of an inch shorter than him. When the show gets introduced to the United States, once they dub it, probably put it on Disney XD. It's Bandai's gonna put out much better toys. Once the popularity of the show grows. But a majority of the Marvel toys that are being put out right now are done by Hasbro. Now, I bring this up because when Hasbro first came out, it was when Hasbro first started putting out the GI Joe toy. I mean, not the GI Joe, the Marvel toys. Marvel, had all their stuff done by Toy Biz. Toy Biz, did a great job. In the '90s, it was just absolutely killing it as far as the toy wars between Marvel and DC. Oh my God, it did not get better than Toy Biz. And then when Marvel acquired it, early turn of the century, um, what you did when 2001 was when they came out with the Spider-Man Legends. And Spider-Man Legends, it was Spider-Man. It was all fully articulated and had a Daredevil figure for that series as well, which was perfect due to the fact that you needed Spider-Man to have all that articulation and that posability. It made all the sense in the world for him to do that. Give that to the acrobats, guys like Daredevil and Moon Knight. Those are the guys that really need that. Instead, what Marvel decided to do was start making all their figures like that. And when they first came out, they did not do a very good job because the more articulation that they added, they actually took away a lot of the detail for them. It was ridiculous because then you got these big bulky characters actually looking a bit skinnier than they're supposed to. Because I'm sorry, why does the Thing need to be able to do a full split? Why does Thor need to be able to do a full split? Why does the Hulk? Why does Ghost Rider? Why do any of these guys need to be able to do full splits? Made absolutely no sense. But the more and more they worked at it, they actually started getting better and better. And they really, really, really showed, really, really showing their chops off once the Build a Figure started. When they came out with the Sentinel and Giant Man and Galactus, the 12-inch figures that you had to build. Had to buy all the entire series to be able to build that one giant figure, and it was great. Uh, However, when Hasbro acquired all of Marvel's action figures, they was making the same mistakes that that Toy Biz was doing in the beginning. And the Build-A figures that they were making, it was like they were just slightly bigger than what the figures you were buying them for. I think the last series that Hasbro put out was Build Ares. Ares is as tall as Hercules because they're brothers. So basically, I'm buying all these 6-inch figures for a Build a figure that's just as tall as all the other figures. It didn't make any sense. So what happened was Hasbro, being the king of 3 3/4 inches, started putting these out, the Marvel Infinite series, and these got the ankle articulation, the cut at the wrist. They don't no articulating fingers like a lot of the Marvel Legends were known for. Some of it was necessary. A lot of it wasn't. But there was like I said, Toy Biz, and when it got bought out by Marvel, was doing a very, very good job later on. But these are 3 3/4 inch. Reason being is because around the time that just before Hasbro acquired the Marvel license, um, the biggest action figures that they were putting out at the time was the GI Joe Sigma 6. GI Joe Sigma 6 being based off the anime, the show was absolute garbage, but the toys were awesome. The accessories, the articulation, and everything was just great. They came in these big, big packages, and the tops of the packages actually doubled as foot lockers to put all the figures, characters, weapons, and everything in. And it was great. The Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, of course, were the first ones I got. Then I had a bunch of them. It was just great. It was just great having them because they were such great toys. But unfortunately, when the show got canceled, the toy line went, and it was sad because that was some of the best things that Hasbro had done in a very, very long time. It was those were actually better than their Marvel Legends, even though their Marvel Legends lasted a lot longer than they should have. And what hap- what happened was in 2007 was their GI Joe Real American Hero 25th anniversary. So they went back down to the 3 3/4 inch scale. Added massive amounts of articulation, better accessories and details and stuff like that. And what you wound up with was this. This is Snake Eyes. Now, this particular figure Looks like the way Snake Eyes did for the movie GI Joe Resolute, the animated movie that came out for Adult Swim. However, this particular figure came in the GI Joe Rise of Cobra, the first live action movie. Uh, this is by far, I want to say, the best Snake Eyes figure that they've ever made. One of the best, if not the best figure that they've ever made. The detail is amazing. They got the sword, coming out the back. Just, oh man, he's just awesome. I love it. And so once they started making these, I guess they figured they started, saving money and started putting out, of course, the 3 3/4 inch Marvel figures, as well as the Star Wars figures. I had a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. He was great. These in particular, they stand more roughly the same height. I guess Captain America is supposed to be taller, so it makes sense that it comes out like that. But maybe just my hands are a little crooked. I don't know, but this is the scale that Hasbro was known for, and they've been putting it out for a long time. Then a couple of years ago, Hasbro decides to bring back because I think it was for event. I think was it either Avengers or Iron Man 2. I don't remember because Iron Man 2 figures they put out for 3 and 3, the 3 3/4 inch, but Avengers came out. They decided to start doing Marvel Legends again. That's right, the Legends Infinite series, and they come up with a bunch of others that were really really great figures, including the comic book version of this one. This here is the Captain America Winter Soldier movie figure. It's got the interchangeable head. I opened the box and I switched the heads out. You actually buy it with this head on the figure, but I prefer the unmasked head because that's what when Steve Rogers Super Soldier, this is the costume that he wore, and it was always unmasked. He didn't have a cowl for it, and because he was not Captain America, he was Captain Steve Rogers, and that was it. But for the movie, they gave him the mask. It's like, okay, they screwed up, but whatever, it'll grow on you. And the detail and articulation that this comes with is just absolutely phenomenal. They went back to the Build a figures. You can see that ginormous leg. Obviously, you build something that stands a lot taller than this, than this particular figure here, and it's great. And then on top of that, Hasbro comes out with the Star Wars Black Series. Now, this figure here, in my opinion, is the only figure worth getting in the Star Wars Black Series. Darth Maul. Uh, I've never opened this figure. The heads are interchangeable. However, this head comes with the hood attached to it, so there was no. I like the hooded look anyway. It is just these figures are great. Hasbro has been doing a great job with their 6-inch toys lately. This is my problem. Why haven't we seen GI Joe in the 6-inch line? Seriously. Look at everything. Look at everything that they've done for these figures. Hell, just go to Walmart, Target, or Toys R Us by you right now. Look at everything that Hasbro has been able to do with their 6-inch toys, and ask yourself, why the heck haven't they done that with GI Joe yet? The GI Joe toys, even for this new movie, are still this tall. Every once in a while, you'll see a 12-inch doll of these. Sometimes they're articulated, and basically Hasbro starts making it that you have the choice. You can have a lot of articulation, or you can have a lot less articulation for less money. But it's still the same character, so nobody really cares. That is more for the toys, but for the toys for the little kids, but for the collectors, is like, why haven't you done this yet? I mean, you did Sigma 6, and Sigma 6 was a cartoon, so it was a bit block. The figures with the characteristics were a bit blocky and stuff like that, but they were still great. And with all the accessories and everything that came with it, they were just awesome. But now that you got these, now that you're able to make this, you need to start making these, Hasbro. I don't know if any of you guys know if anybody that's watching this channel, anybody that's watching this video right now, have a means of making sure that this gets out to Hasbro or anything like that, Pixel Dan, if you could just acknowledge at least this video, of all the stuff that I've ever sent to you, at least acknowledge this one video saying, why hasn't Hasbro made the 6-inch GI Joe series, GI Joe Legends? I don't care. Get the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. They'd be phenomenal. Duke, Roadblock, Heavy Duty. Get it. Put out as put out. I mean, hell, start off with the original. The original 8 Joes that came out: Scarlet, Stalker, Snake Eyes, Rock and Roll, Breaker. Start off with those if you have to in the 6-inch line. Just oh man, the amount of money that you guys would make, the amount of money that I'd be willing to spend on those toys is just absolutely ridiculous. Okay, you have the means of doing it. I don't know why you're not doing it. You guys, seriously, just get on the ball. Get it started by next year's Comic Con, or the Toy Expo or anything like that, or Wizard World. I hope that you get to see these released, because oh man, as a collector, as a fan, it would just be great. I don't need to spend $300 on the 12-inch sideshow collectible, Snake Eyes, even though I probably will. But to be able to get it, to be able to get a 6-inch version, like the way you do the Marvel Legends and the Star Wars Black series, oh, man, that would just be phenomenal. That would be absolutely phenomenal. If anything else, please, somebody make sure that this video gets out. Also, another thing that Hasbro acquired Milton Bradley a long time ago, and Milton Bradley put out so many great board games that you see on the hub, Hasbro's family channel, Family Game Night. So Monopoly, which used to be owned by Parker Brothers, Rom the Space Knight was originally Parker Brothers intellectual property, which the comic book was done by Marvel Comics. Hasbro making the Marvel toys, yet you're not, you haven't put out a Rom Space Knight figure yet. I don't get it. Then on top of that, you got these. This is a karate fighter. I have a bunch of these for church purposes. I basically set up like a carnival. I get dressed up as the Dark Ninja from this series. And what happens is, basically, you get 2%, and he's flailing back and forth constantly. And what happens is, as he's flailing back and forth, you got this arm and this leg and this arm, and even his head sometimes swinging back and forth. And the idea is to try to hit the target on the other figure's chest, because if you do, what it does is it sets off a trigger and it pops right off. And because of all the flailing that you're doing, as hard as it gets hit, the figure's just going to fly off, and you wind up winning the game. This particular set came with Corporal Punishment and Kickstar. I have Dragon Kick and the Red Ninja. I have Samurai Ninja and Headstone, Thunder versus Skull Crusher. I have one of the reasons why I'm bringing this up is because when Hasbro acquired Kenner, they had a Batman Night Force Ninjas, Batman versus Joker. When they did they had Battling Raptors. They had 2 Velociraptors doing it like that. They had for G.I. Joe G.I. Joe versus Cobra toy line, they just complete. I got the Duke figure for it. They wasted their time doing a freaking Duke versus an Alley Viper. Why couldn't you do Snake Eyes? It's Karate Fighters. Why couldn't you do Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow? That would have made a lot more sense. They did for Small Soldiers, Archer versus Major Chip Hazard. This was another great toy line which you could do a lot more with now. Add more articulation if you have to. Do more, the weapons, and basically one of the biggest drawbacks for it was the fact that every time you bought a set of figures, you had to get two more of these. It always came in a box. This is what the box looks. This is what the box more or less looks like. This is actually the four fighter combat arena. You can't read it because it's backwards probably. We had the Tattoo Terror, Rex Havoc, and basically, they would constantly come in sets like this. So you were constantly getting new controllers every single time. Why couldn't you just sell the figures separately? Sell the figures separately. That way, you're not stuck with having to buy a set like this. Like, okay, maybe you like the military guy, maybe you like the black military guy, but who the hell is this Taekwondo guy? Nobody. Or maybe you got the Taekwondo fighters out here. They like him, but who's this guy? They don't care. Toss him. Sell the figures individually, guaranteed. You make a lot more money like that instead of having to buy box set after box set after box set. Basic and the toy line went for a decent amount of time. Uh, I wish it was still out today, right? Because I'm spending a lot of money trying to find these old toys. I still haven't gotten all the ones that weren't the morphing ones. I hated the morphing ones. That was just dumb because now all of a sudden they have means of actually protecting the trigger that's supposed to launch, and that's just cheating. But there's one more. Well, actually, three more figures I want to get. Silver Sword, which was a special mail order. Was a special mail order. I have Dark Ninja, but I don't have Silver Sword. Uh, Cyber Fist and Tiger Ninja. Those are the only three figures that I still need. But uh, this is basically my Hasbro rant. Hasbro, seriously, get on the ball. Get the GI Joe, get the 6-inch GI Joe figures. Bring back Karate Fighters, and maybe more. You don't want to add too much detail because these toys take a beating. But seriously, add more articulation, add a bit more detail, better paint job, better weapons and stuff like that, and sell a box set to get the controllers, but sell individual figures. That way, you don't have to constantly buy box set after box set because that's is just a waste of time and money. And I've pretty much said that I have to say. Like if you agree with me, comment anything else that you want to see Hasbro put out. And like I said, Pixel Dan, Shartimus Prime, anybody that does the toy reviews, well, especially Pixel Dan because I know Pixel Dan, he's in good with a lot of these toy companies. A majority of the time when something comes out, he gets it first. With whether it's Playmates, Mattel, Hasbro, he gets a lot of the stuff first before anybody else, and gives his honest opinion whether he thinks it's good or not. And he could give a toy of absolutely horrible review, and they'll still keep sending him stuff because they trust him. So please, Pixel Dan, get in touch with somebody. Show them this video. Let them know how much that people are actually willing to what people are actually willing to do with this. And I'm done talking, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you next time.